Assalamu alaikum. Today I am going to talk about Hyperfocus book that has been written by the Chris Baily. He's a writer and productivity consultant from Ontario, Canada. He has written for the New York Times, the National Post, the Harvard Business Review. He is also the author of the productivity project. So let's talk about the hyperfocus. Once upon a time, maybe we could concentrate on our tasks hourly, but nowadays it has been harder than before because of modern technology like a smartphone, Facebook, and other things. That's why we cannot accomplish a task without breeze and make our tasks very longer. In this case, by discovering some principles and implement from this book, we can enhance our concentration. So from this book we can learn number one, why an hourly alarm might help us focus, how daydreaming can help us to plan, and number three, what is scatter focus is. At first, what do you mean by hyperfocus? Hyperfocus means when your mind's engaged and distracted and incisive, then it is called hyperfocus. For example, when you select one task to complete and you keep it doing until the task is finished, then it seems to be that you are in hyperfocus. So number one, choose one task then multitask at a time. But there is a problem that your attention is severely limited. You cannot retain your focus much longer. Timothy Wilson, a professor of psychology at the University of Virginia, estimates that the human brain picks up about 11 million bits of information every second, but the number you can consciously process at one time, a mere 40. So, number two, fix your time before starting your task. Number three, after selecting only one task and then fixing your time, you should avoid all of your distraction like Facebook, notification, browsing, internet, and any other things that makes you distract actually. So keep your distraction far from you when you are hyper focused. Besides, if it is urgent to check notification or other things on your phone, so you can keep your phone silent mode or don't disturb mode when you are in hyper focus. Number four is scatter focus, means to be inventional and creative. As you cannot focus yourself always, actually you need to fresh yourself. We need refresh as a human being, so you should do some things that makes you creative and give you immense pleasure. That is called the scatter focus. For example, daydreaming, daydreaming, spiritual meditation, exercise, reading, or anything you like to do and or in your life. In consequence, scatter focus keeps you calm and creative that helps you to plan for future. Uh, it can be said that where hyperfocus is your present, then scatter focus is your future. So it will solve your unsolved problem also. So for example, you have lived a problem without solving, but it does not stop because it works on your background, and scatter focus helps you to lead the solution at some time. So you have to be scatter focus. Number five, nourish your scatter focus. Suppose you want to be architect, so you should read architect type books, and if you have the other interests, so you should nourish them, because as though your brain's space is unlimited, but you have to work on a ground. That's why the famous person in the world are famous for their respective grounds. So as a student, if you have a vision, so scatter focus on your that ground and stick to your work and remind yourself that what to do, what are you doing, and remove your distraction until it is finished. And you have to feel that life is a journey. As your vision will change in different stages of your life, then you should also change your scatter focus. And to be hyper focus, this book's principle will help you much. And happy reading.